Smite Update is proudly sponsored by Smite Shop. Go to SmiteShop.com to support your favorite gods and goddesses by purchasing and rocking a Smite t-shirt. 50% of all sales proceeds go to Child's Play charity. Check out SmiteShop.com today. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Smite Update. My name is Octane Pro, and I am joined by my two co-hosts here, Risty and F. How's it going, gentlemen?
It's pretty good. We're all here, we're alive, and we're still working quite well.
That's right.
Except it's raining everywhere.
I was waiting for F.'s mic to be muted a little bit. You know, I was waiting to see it, but now
Nah,
you got
my
it,
mic
dude.
is beautiful. You see, in order to not be muted, you have to hit unmute. So.
Yes. Yeah, it's that new technology. The on-off button has come such a long way over the past 100 years, you know?
I've conquered that demon for sure.
Awesome. Well, you know, chat room, let us know how the audio levels sound. If we need to adjust anything, we definitely will moving forward here. But once again, this is the Smite Update. It's a weekly show. We're on episode 41. So looking good, you know, doing really, really well. If you guys are interested in checking out the show audio version, it is available on iTunes along with the Android store. So if you guys do want to go ahead and check that out, please do. Without a doubt, you know, go check that out. It is on there. Look it up. You can look it up by looking up Smite Space Update on iTunes, or if you're on the Android store, download your favorite podcast app and then look it up there. You can't look it up directly because the way Android works with like podcasts and stuff like that. Yeah, let's go ahead and check with F. First. F. What have you been up to this week in Smite?
Just sort of hanging out. I watched the I called the games yesterday for the Alienware Arena Cup tournament. And I caught the rest of it today. It was actually pretty sweet.
Okay.
Arena's not my favorite. I'm a Conquest dude. I'm Mr. Esports man, you know, whatever. Arena was fun. I mean, you put $3,500 up, it kind of becomes more fun. You know, so I was really I don't know. I wish we could have seen more of our favorite teams.
We'll get into that. We'll talk about that because I know that is. I literally my Twitter like blew up yesterday.
Oh yeah, dude. People was mad. But like other than that, as far as me playing Smite, I went 1-7 with Apollo last game. I went 0-3 with Tyr the game before that. 2-14 with Cupid before that, but then I went 10-4 with On Her. So overall, this weekend's been a victory.
Okay.
On Her, just push 4. That's it. That's all it is. In Bale, if you get one where they actually stun, hit 4. GG. That is. I hate On Her in lane. That is the one carry that winds me right up.
Dude, I love him. So I don't know what you're talking about. That's enough. What about you, Risty? So the other voice you guys do hear is Risty, coming to us from across the pond over in the UK. And Risty, what have you been up to this week with Smite?
I've just been doing ranked. To be honest, I came back in, did some ranked, and then went, they've changed my builds. Obviously, with the patch last week, they changed some of the pricing around with all the lifesteal items. So I was like, So now it literally is just Heartseeker start.
Sure.
That's it for like carries. That's all I'm doing.
No, not necessarily. I like the Draining Blade start. You go Draining Blade, Sprint 1, and Potions. And you get a little bit of attack speed, a little bit of lifesteal. You build directly into the Heartseeker. It's safer, and plus, when you start off with rank 2 Heartseeker, if you don't get back the second you hit the 750 or whatever it is to get rank 3, which is hard to do because you're in the middle of the waves, it takes you longer to clear waves, so the waves come up at the same time. It's not worth it. So I like the Draining Blade, but yes,
I have never seen that one.
All go Heartseeker. Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's the F. original.
Today's item analysis brought to you by F.
I used to miss my red pot start, but there just wasn't enough to stain on it.
If you get a kill, it's worth it. But if you don't, it's not. Yeah, so,
no.
Like mathematically, so it's still a good start. You just gotta like be a G about it.
All right. Well, good deal. So, guys, the way that this show usually works, if you're just new to it, is there's 3 different sections. There's a community news section where we just talk about some articles, some things that have come out and posted on Reddit that you guys should take a look at. There's an esports update section where we go through usually the weekly tournaments, other things going on within the scene, and then finally we go through the previous week's patch notes, just kind of giving our overall thoughts on, you know, how things have progressed through the week with that patch. There was not a patch this past week. So we're going to take community questions. So I posted a link in chat. I'll post it one more time. And feel free to go over there, check it out, post your questions. And we'll be taking a whole bunch of them from a lot of you guys here towards the end of the show. Just kind of quick, quick fire questions there as well. So it should be pretty cool. So let's go ahead and jump into our first section, which is the community news. And Team Dignitas has actually been coming out on their website. Who is the typing fiend over there? I'm going to cut off your fingers. Who is it? It's Death Dot. You know it is.
Not me.
You know it is.
I never type.
It's not me. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's right. That's right. It's like the guy doing the productions, like Worst Nightmare. Like, who in God's name is over there typing? Like, you can't figure it out because you got a whole bunch of people on the call. Disaster.
Not me.
Anyways, back on topic here before F. Dot rudely interrupted us. Yeah, right. So Team Dignitas has really been putting their mark on the scene once again with coming out with a lot of articles recently, and there's been a few that I've taken a look at this weekend, and one of them that kind of stood out was an article called Smite's Most Intimate Game Mode, and F. Dot's first reaction to this was, can we talk about this on the Smite Update?
Are you sure this is PG?
That's right.
Is this how to play Smite with your significant other?
That's right. Ooh. It's like strip poker but with Smite, you know. So
it just sounds like something you'd read in Cosmo, like Cosmo Gamer Edition, Smite's Most Intimate Game Mode.
Yes. Oh, I know, right? Every time I die, I have to shed a piece of clothing in 1v1. So
Strip Smite.
I know. It was interesting wording for the title of this, and I was talking to F. Dot earlier because he writes for SK, and how do you guys pick? How do you guys pick the titles of these things? Because I swear, like this is. That's
just writing, sir.
That's right. That's right. Hey, sex sells, right? So that's why you put intimate right in the title.
What does the byline say? StatMech? I don't know StatMech. I didn't read the article yet.
Okay.
I'm putting that out there, so I won't talk about that. But as far as headlines goes,
it on us.
yeah. So to be fair, me and Risty are very professional individuals. We're here on time every week. We come prepared.
Don't listen to this guy. Don't listen to this guy.
Octane gave us the article to look at that we were going to talk about. We said sure, then 20 minutes before he said, "Yo, I switched it, bro."
No, so, I didn't even know he switched it till I just looked just now and went, "What is this?" I didn't read
Hey, if you're so professional, you got to keep with it. You got to be rereading these things. Come on now. And your assistant should have gave you the memo. Come on now. I got the memo out.
When you salary an assistant for me, we'll talk, all right?
All right, let's talk about it. Hey, Hi-Rez, how's it going? Let's get this in the works. So anyways, this article is called Smite's Most Intimate Game Mode, and it goes into 3v3, and 3v3 is kind of one of those up-and-coming game modes that is starting to get more and more attention. You see more and more organizations out there that are hosting 3v3 tournaments. I swear, if I need to cut off your fingers, I will.
I forgot to tweet to my people that I'm on here.
It's all good. On here. I love that voice, by the way. I love it. So anyways, so 3v3, as I said, is definitely an up-and-coming game mode, and it's getting a pretty good amount of attention. We're seeing it with SmiteTube. They're hosting a 3v3 that myself and Fats have the pleasure of casting.
Nice.
Kret's over there casting as well, and I can't remember his co-caster for the life of me. I do apologize. But,
Adonis.
There we go. Thank you.
It's Adonis.
Thank you. So in this article that I linked in chat, I'll link it one more time. It pretty much goes into how 3v3 is very different from a traditional 5v5, and how the comps are very different, and how it's not this traditional, like, hey, you need these specific gods to be successful. And it goes in to talk about, like some very common combinations that this article is stating are, like, Odin, Zeus, Anhur, Freya, Sun Wukong, Kali, and that one's a really good one. Freya, Sun Wukong, Kali, and the reason I say that is Sun Wukong in a 3v3 very much goes with almost a bruiser style. If there is no
DM want to ban him out from all 3v3 matches.
Oh, he's so good. He's so good because
you can't kill him with two people.
Well, that's the thing, because you see him, like, depending on the team comp that you go against, you see him a lot of the time start out with, like, Mystical Mark and stuff like that. And so he's very strong, but he's still able to lay down the damage. He has that great heal and sustain when he's in his ultimate. So Sun Wukong is definitely one of those guys to look out for. And then there's Kali listed in there as well. And as you talked about, like, DM Brandon is one of the better Kali players out there in the 3v3 scene. His team actually had the opportunity of winning the other week. And before
they're lucky.
They got lucky. Is that what you're saying? So, you know, and then on top of that, they put in there Ares, Isis, Neath, which I haven't seen in a while. Ares is definitely not one you see very common in 3 vs 3. Bacchus, Hebo, Thor, which Bacchus is well known within the 3 vs 3 scene. He is one of the top picked.
Bacchus is so GG.
Oh, he is, especially in a 3 vs 3, because I mean, the hard thing is people will quickly judge, be like, oh, Bacchus isn't that good. Well, don't forget, like in a 3 vs 3 atmosphere, you only have like 2 other people outside yourself to help support and stuff like that. So you really got to pick your guys strategically. There's also one, Athena, Agni, Artemis. And so it's a pretty cool article. And I just wanted to bring it up to share it with you guys, as I'm really happy with where the 3 vs 3 scene is heading. And I'm glad that we're seeing like teams like Team Dignitas, one of their writers going ahead and doing an article on it. So very, very happy with that as well. So let's move on. Another subject here. Did you guys read the next one? Did you read the next one?
Yeah, totally. See what it actually is. Yeah. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I read this
I got caught out of this one because I was thinking, who got picked up by Team Coast?
Oh, okay, sure. You're talking about who was the previous team.
Yeah, who were they? Yeah.
Torch.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. Because I looked at that and went, Team Coast. Who got picked up? That was pretty much what I was thinking.
Yeah, Team Q turned into SK, and Torch turned into Team Coast.
Yeah. Now, I see underneath their logo on this article, it says CyberPower PC. I guess that's their title sponsor. Did you guys know?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's what I would think. It's kind of cool to see actually title sponsors starting to come into play here with some of these teams, especially with the logo, like right there.
Yeah, like HyperX.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So, anyways, the article we're talking about, guys, is, and this was posted on Reddit. A lot of this stuff I find on Reddit, and it was really cool to see because I'm really happy to see other esports sites that specialize in like StarCraft 2, League of Legends, Dota 2, Call of Duty.
League of what?
League of Legends.
Okay.
Okay, did I say it incorrectly for you?
I thought you said League of Legions.
Oh, League of...
There's a particular streamer that says League of Legions like a lot intentionally, and I thought, never mind.
No. Way to butt in. No, it's okay. And other fighting games. So it was really cool to see this Esports Max website going ahead and highlighting Smite actually in this upcoming tournament. I'm really happy to see stuff like this. I'm hoping to see more and more articles out there from third-party esports, websites, promoting this. And it's just a quick article. Just talks about the 8 teams that are going to the launch event here at the end of March. So it wasn't anything detailed. It wasn't like it had anything to discuss specifically. It just was a brief overview. But it's great to see this popping up on more and more websites. Finally here, the last one I want to point out, and have either of you guys played
Minecraft?
Minecraft. Thank you. Somebody removed it from my title. I think it was myself.
Yes, it was actually. I played it for about a day or 2.
Okay.
That's about it. I started building a city in the sky, then the creeps that blew up destroyed it. So
okay. What about you, F.
Absolutely not.
That's about it. That's all I touched it. I can't. It would do my head in.
Something's wrong with my keyboard.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of people out there that do play Minecraft, and so I wanted to go ahead and pass this along. Apparently, some guy went ahead and designed a Minecraft map. I guess they're called a Minecraft. I haven't played Minecraft before either, but he designed a map based on the Conquest mode within Smite. And it's actually available for download, so you can actually download it and play specifically on it. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool, definitely, to see these individual private type of deals, going ahead and getting developed by the community, kind of merging that Minecraft and Smite community and allowing that out there. So Risty, you don't really know a ton about it, so I won't really go into a lot of detail about it. But let's go ahead and move on to our next section, which is there's a lot more to talk about. And that is the esports scene right now. There's a lot of things going on. And so I'll throw it over to F. Let F. lead this section.
All right. There's really not a lot going on.
Oh, what? You're full of it. You're full of it. There's lots of stuff going on.
I mean, on the real, we have this, the Alienware Arena Cup that just ended today. Congratulations, Snipe Hype.
Snipe Hype.
Snipe Hype all day. It was actually really exciting. Xing is just as greedy in Arena as he is in Conquest.
Xing is the greediest player I know.
Oh, my word.
It's like, what? I I am going for your buffs. I don't care what you're doing. I want your buffs.
He went to the Kret School of Jungle, where if you get the enemy speed buff, you win the game. So. But nah, on the real, like, congratulations to them. Not only did they win, but they won on EU ping game 3. So it was the finals. It was a best of 3, just like always. They lost one, they won one, and then they had to play. It was an NA team versus EU team. They flipped the coin for the first match to figure out where it was. Then loser chooses. Da da da. They win the second game. They play on EU for the game 3, and they won. So that was pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. Yo, my man Kret just got timed out for saying speed buff in all caps.
Yeah. So some cool stuff to talk about within this type of this tournament. Those of you guys not familiar, the qualifying weeklies for the Smite tournament finished up the other week, and all of a sudden we're left in this kind of like time in between.
Right.
What happens in between. And Hi-Rez is doing some really cool stuff. They're partnering with some companies out there to host some of these non-traditional tournaments. And this week it's an Alienware tournament, so that's the company they partnered with.
Yeah, this week was Alienware. We don't really know what's going on the next couple of weeks. That's good. That's just up in the air. I have no idea if there's going to be more arena. I have no idea if there's going to be tournaments at all.
Yeah.
But it's Hi-Rez, so we assume that, something cool is going to happen for sure.
Yeah.
Just don't know what's up. So, basically what happened was the precedent was set, so maybe we'll see some more.
Yeah.
Alienware came out, they threw $6,000 at us and said, hey, y'all can play arena over this. It's 2 days. It's going to be dope. Winner takes home $3,500. So Snipe took home the $3,500 prize. Very cool stuff. But there was a little Hi-Rez just wasn't ready for the amount of people that wanted to come out and play arena. Arena Conquest is the competitive map, for better or for worse. That's just what we do with Smite. And because of that, for whatever reason, arena appeals to a number of other players. Maybe casual is the wrong term.
Well, but no, it's because you could stick 5 people in one little area and go, fight. That's it. Fight. Don't worry about your lane. Just kill him. That's pretty much.
It's very true. I casted. I called the games on Saturday with my man Kret, and there totally is specific strategies, but it's basically like kill all the buff caps at once. That's a cool strategy. Zone them out if you can. That's a cool strategy. Beat the hell out of the other guy. That's really all there is, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing with arena is I feel it's played. Looking overall, I feel it's played a lot by a lot of, I guess we could say, casual players out there. And I'm not trying to I'm not trying to insult anyone. What I'm saying is everybody plays arena, but not everyone plays Conquest. And please remember that, and that's the thing. Just as F. had talked about there, just the way that Conquest is very competitive, and also is within the competitive scene, and so there's a lot of people that play arena. It's easy to pick up, quick 15-minute games here and there, and off you go. So there was a huge amount of interest in this tournament, and
it's worth noting. It's worth noting that there is some sort of underground Fast and the Furious Fight Club style arena league.
Okay.
So I can name it. There's a team called Rage.
Okay.
My buddy Prestige Blade plays for a very competitive arena team.
Sure.
Superbia that we saw in the finals of our Alienware Arena Cup.
Yep.
They are a undercover so there's this secret underground world of arena teams.
Okay.
My man Prestige Blade, I played Conquest with him, and he had no idea what to do. He wasn't.
Oh my goodness.
But his mechanics were on point, and when it got to team fights, he plays Chang'e. When it came to team fights, we won the game because he was just better than all 9 other players in the game.
Okay.
And so there are very talented people that are out there. It's just we celebrate the teams that play Conquest. There is no real outlet for these teams to play arena, and so I think it'd be, like I said, it's not my favorite. It's my favorite to cast because I like to call, dude, you stick me in front of a microphone and tell me to talk for 7 hours, I'll do it, But I love to call the games, but I would much prefer to watch. If I was a fan, I prefer the Conquest. But I hope there continues to be tournaments available for the arena, because like I said, there are secret teams out there to do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's interesting because Rage used to have a very strong presence in the 3v3 scene with me casting out every week, and they were like really good, and then they kind of dropped off and haven't seen them in quite a few months now. So it's definitely cool to hear like a lot of the teams in the 3v3 scene, like your Wizard, Juice is in that scene. And there's a few others in that scene that are week in and week out. You know, they're very well-known teams, and they have an outlet to play, you know, now and get casted on. Well, we don't really have that on Arena, so hopefully we'll see an organization pick that up and start to cast a weekly tournament for Arena after we saw all the interest this week, because it's definitely out there. There's a ton of people that do want to play it.
That is the lightest, most friendly way to put it, Octane. So this week it was a best of 32, and this is a little bit of a tender subject. So don't shout this at the wrong people, kids.
That's right.
But it was a best of what's half of 64? 32. It was a best of 32. Not best of 32. It was a 32 seed team. 32 teams was playing for the $6,000. Period. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. And nobody really knew how many heads were going to show up for this arena thing. And there was like swamp teams. The way you sign up for these tournaments is you get into the tournament TeamSpeak and you just go in and the TeamSpeak was full, and
they don't have a form. Just email the team stats.
Yeah, it was the TeamSpeak was full, so some people couldn't even get in the TeamSpeak. The sign-up process was different from the regular Conquest process. There was a form to fill out that some teams didn't know, whether it was their own, whether it was like chat was going fast, so it was very easy to skip. It really is one of those just unfortunate things that don't really, like, sure, people could have prepared better, but when some place gets taken down by a tornado, do you sit there and say, oh well, Ian should have had like a 2 feet tall bunker made out of concrete? Nah, like, we hid in the basement, we knew it was coming, but like, what else can you do? Sometimes these things take you by surprise, and like I said, it was just bam, all this stuff. So SK Gaming, Cognitive Gaming, Dignitas, we didn't get to see a lot of the weekly Conquest teams that we see usually week in, week out. They were interested in playing in the arena, they just didn't get in. And I spoke about Rage before. Some of and my man Prestige Blades team, some of these other teams did not even get into the tournament at all. So
yeah, it was a big
next
debacle.
time I think it'll be a lot bigger.
Yeah, without a doubt. It was a big debacle, and a lot of hatred was put out on Twitter. And I actually noticed that on Saturday. I was out of town, but I wasn't able to watch the beginning of the tournament, but I checked it on my phone and was checking out Twitter, and there was a lot of like just I was kind of embarrassed for the scene, not on any side of Hi-Rez's side, but on a lot of these professional players, because in all honesty, I just saw professional players left and right just throwing Hi-Rez under the bus, throwing the whole idea of the tournament under the bus. And I wanted to be like, no disrespect, guys, but like the scene has come such a long way in the past year, and I understand that there could have been a problem here, but you have to give Hi-Rez kudos for how things, how Hi-Rez has been paying a lot of their salary for the past year.
Well, I mean, they're not paying a salary; they're putting up money.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Being earned.
That's what I mean.
I view that very differently.
Okay.
The salaries are being paid by the sponsors. Hi-Rez is putting up money in the air, and these teams are putting in work and earning their money. Also, I don't. I saw a lot of those posts. Some of them were lambasting Hi-Rez for sure, but I think a lot of the professional guys were just a lot of the fans were sort of like throwing Hi-Rez under 17 buses.
Yeah.
What I saw out of a lot of
Very
the professionals,
true.
What I saw out of a lot of the professionals, Octane, was just legitimate frustration that I 100% understood. These people in question that didn't get a chance to compete for the $3,500 right here that first place offered. This is their job. This is their living. They don't have a 9 to 5 to fall back on. This is not this is not Friday Night Magic where they take home an extra $200 in addition to their paycheck.
Yeah.
These individuals put hours in work in arena, learning how to play a game mode that they're not used to playing. These individuals played hard and practiced with their team, gave up portions of their life because this is what they do for a living.
Sure.
And it's easy to forget that because this is a video game that 99% of us come home from work, take our shoes off, grab a beer, and jump into Assault with. But this is their livelihood, you know? So, like, I completely understand.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Think the frustration is warranted.
Sure.
And, you know, when it comes to the more aggressive Twitter posts, those are really from the fans.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of frustration and a lot of, like, this was really mishandled, and next time it better be better because, you know, this actually impacts the way I live my life for a lot of these individuals. So, you know, I really felt for these players that didn't get to join in, that kind of anticipated. And yeah, sure, like it's prize pool. Maybe they wouldn't have won at all, but the chance to win and the chance to do the work that they put in was really important to me.
Sure.
You know, I understand that frustration 100%, and I don't fault any of the posts that I saw coming out of professional players. I don't fault at all. I think they were well voiced.
Okay. Risty, what are your thoughts on the whole situation? Yeah, you've been kind of quiet the whole time.
Well, you only had 32 places. You can't get everybody in.
Yeah.
That's kind of it, really, isn't it? I know that, fair enough, they could have made it a bit better, getting them all, like, organising it a bit, but like F. said, they only had like limited time to prepare for it anyway, so that's kind of the route they went. Other than that, you kind of, if some of the professional guys teams got in, some of the other teams wouldn't have got in.
Well, that's my thought
kind
too.
of what it is. Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing there you have to realize is like, okay, all the pro teams got in, then everybody in the scene that is not a pro team that didn't get in would have been like, this is biased. You know, why did you let them? So in reality, if the size is this big in the future and you can only support up to 64 teams and you get, you know, even more than that, 70, 80 teams interested, they'd have to do some type of lottery system.
Well, the problem was that it wasn't like it was just first come, first serve, and X teams that were came out like I know for you know, SK Gaming was in TeamSpeak before a lot of the other teams. They just weren't communicated that there was a form they needed to fill out. You know, on the other hand, Smite got in when they needed to, filled out a form, and they played in the tournament. So, you know, it's sort of a one-hand. It's sort of everybody screwed up. The teams, the teams could have been more attentive, but you know, the individuals running the registration also could have been more organized. It was just the sheer fact that everybody, teams and organizers around, were surprised at the interest in the game mode. So.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I completely agree with you. And
well, at least they can learn from the lesson and then come back 100%. And fix it up.
Yeah. One of the things is Hi-Rez, not even Hi-Rez specifically, but all of the Smite events that I've seen, whatever issues have arose, they're almost never repeated in the next time.
Oh, sure.
So I anticipate at least a 64 bracket and a much more organized and effective way of doing things as far as registration is concerned next time.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely see some improvements there. And that's the one thing that irks me looking at a lot of the tournaments in the Smite scene right now is just the way, and this has nothing to do with the weeklies. I'm just talking about the other tournaments out there. The way the signups are very like non-traditional compared to like having people, you know, be able to sign up way ahead of time. And like a lot of traditional other esports out there, you could go ahead. There's a forum on a website. You go out there, you could sign up, you know, a week ahead of time for the tournament. You put in all your details, everything like that, and then you go ahead in the day of the tournament. You go ahead and check in, but depending, it goes in priority order of who signed up originally, and so that's kind of your traditional method. So I'm hoping we start to see a little bit more focus on the sign-up stuff, because we noticed it right here. Okay, sign-ups are an issue, and so hopefully we see that fixed over the next few weeks leading up to the Smite tournament, the launch tournament. But jumping off of the whole train there, let's go ahead and move on. So we're going to see some cool tournaments coming up in the next few weeks, some non-traditional tournaments. They did say, hey, we're going to have some conquest ones, but they're going to be sponsored by different people, you know, different organizations and stuff like that. And I'm really happy about that because, one, it gets other organizations interested in the Smite scene. I mean, Alienware has been with us for a while now in the Smite scene, but I'm hoping to see other organizations out there have some interest in work, and hopefully Hi-Rez is reaching out to them because I think it's for a great cause and it works out very, very well. Outside of that, we did have the Smite launch tournament site come out, and I'll let you go over this one, F.
The Smite launch tournament site came out. It looks baller. Did we link it in chat yet?
Yep, I'll throw it up there now.
All right, sweet. Yeah, so it gives you finally there's one place to go if you're interested in tickets or info, whatever.
Yep.
You get this nice little Smite-esque button that says buy tickets. It tells you all about the poolside and skin and the shirt. Actually, just tells you about the skin, and that's unfortunate.
Not quite the shirt yet.
As well. Yeah, the shirt was a recent revelation. It shows the theater that it's going to be in, which is baller. It actually gives. It's the first time we have the schedule, so that's what's up.
Thank goodness. Way ahead of time too.
We've been needing that. Oh
yeah, of course. Of course. I mean, this is what you need to know to like plan your stuff. So, at noon on Friday, that's when everything starts. We get the upper bracket games, and that's it. We just get the upper bracket games. I don't have brackets in front of me, but
no.
That
they haven't done them yet. No.
They do need to put. I feel like they do need to put on there as well East Coast time and some of that because I know for like Risty and other people across the world, like it's kind of one of those like noon. Okay, noon when is it? West Coast, East Coast, Central.
Well, I mean, it's in Atlanta, bud.
Hey! They need that. They need that. They also need one of those converters because some people,
Atlanta, bro.
Some people can't figure it out.
Yeah, they should just get one person just to quickly go through and go, right, that's going to be GMT and that's going to be PST,
right.
and then just put the times up there, and then everyone can go, because even I've had it sometimes where I've looked at the clock and gone, right, that's plus that GMT, but hang on, it's British summertime, so what?
See, I'm EST. It all works for me, all right? Yeah.
EST is the only time in the world that matters. Get it right, people.
It's smack bang in the middle, even though the British are in the middle.
So did you notice that? I noticed this was kind of cool because I haven't been to all these teams' websites. On there, they have the teams and schedules, and you can go through and like Risty, you were talking about like Team Coast and stuff like that. You can go ahead and click on their logo, and they got a pretty cool site, Team Coast. I'll give it to them.
Team Coast looks pretty good. Site.
Yeah.
I've always liked. I'm such a huge fan of TSM and Cloud9 HyperX, the actual organizations. Okay. I think their approach is like super professional looking. If you go to, it actually takes you to the Smite one if you just click on the Cloud9. Mm-hmm. But if you go to their main page, it looks so beautiful. The Cloud9 page is one of the best. The TSM is also really nice. And all these teams generally have to do. I of course really like the SK Gaming website. I think the SK Gaming website.
Why'd you clear your throat there, huh? Why'd you clear your throat?
I'm a little sick. That's all.
A little sick? Yeah, okay.
But Team Dig is always Team Dig always does their thing. They're competitive in so many other esports. They unfortunately got beat at DreamHack by Fnatic horribly with respect to Counter-Strike. So rip in Pepperoni's dignitas as far as Counter-Strike's concerned.
Sure.
But their stuff looks cool too. But I mean, so they have the schedule.
Like, and the other guy. Yeah. That's what it is.
Their stuff looks cool too. But no, I think the bar is set by Cloud9 by far. And like Cloud9 and TSM are also ones that have the most merchandise out and the whole. Still, I don't see jerseys. What the hell, teams? If any of you guys are out there, Fox from Denial, like Reginald from like whatever the TSM. Look. I buy jerseys. I have baseball jerseys over there. I have another basketball jersey over there. I buy jerseys for my team. I want to buy. I guess I can't tell you guys what I want to buy. I want to buy a Jeff Hindler jersey. I'm telling you right now. I want a Jeff Hindler jersey.
I think somebody's got a little crush, if you ask me. Somebody's got.
No, those clutch steals. Tell me who doesn't have a crush on clutch steals like that. Like those are dope. But. None of these teams sell jerseys. I just don't understand. That's the only I'm a guy when it comes to sports stuff. I don't buy. So you've seen my New York Knicks shirt.
Yeah.
That's not an on the court shirt. That's what they wear in warm-ups. I don't like to wear my favorite player's face on my chest.
Sure,
I don't like to wear a hashtag from Twitter. I want to wear I have baseball jerseys. I only wear on-field hats. I don't wear stupid black funny color hats. I just don't do that. I only wear I'm all about that on the field stuff. So I don't want to wear a cute little shirt from these. I want to wear a jersey, and I'm going to complain about it forever.
Well, we were talking about that actually just before the show, how a lot of these people out there, like you, for example, want to support your teams, and there isn't enough team jerseys, team T-shirts, to support the teams right now. There really is not a lot out there. Now, granted, like Cloud9 and TSM, they have their logo stuff, which is great, but like you're not seeing a lot of that from these other organizations. Granted, the organization sizes are quite different, but it's the same thing with Smite. Like, people want to support the gods that they play day in and day out. Like, hey, I want a Cali shirt. I love Cali. Cali's awesome. I want to support and rock Cali. Like, where's my Cali gear? There's nothing out there. So we're hoping to see more and more merchandise after the tournament launches coming out of all different organizations and also Hi-Rez as well. So what else we have on this page?
The Gods and Goddesses Gala. Wow, really? Okay. It's a cosplay contest. So on Saturday we have the lower brackets at 9 in the morning, and then at 4 in the afternoon we have more upper bracket games, and then at nighttime we have the cosplay contest. Which,
that's gonna be baller. I hope there's a lot of people.
You're gonna have a little stroll around and see like all the Neefs, the Freyas, and go, "Hey girls, let me show you the dot."
I do know that our friend Katixia, or my friend, I don't know if y'all are friends with her, but I'm friends with Katixia.
Yeah, she's rocking the.
She could be Athena.
Yeah.
I seen a little bit of she keeps showing snippets of like the stuff she picks up from the store.
Sure.
She's gonna do the Red Star Athena, so that's gonna be pretty cool. And I'm sure there's gonna be like 8 million other people. I heard Wolfie was gonna dress up as Freya. So I'm really excited to see that.
Really? Okay.
We could do with some cross-dressing gods.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I really hope this is really successful. There isn't like 5 people. Like I really hope they push it hard.
No, it should be. It should be big. It should be big. It's cool.
Yeah.
A lot of people are into that cosplay stuff. Like and go hard.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited about the level of professionalism, the level of quality. That's what I want. Level of quality to see from there. That'll be really dope.
Yeah, hopefully we get more information on that, because some of these things are just kind of thrown up there and left behind the tournament, and they don't really get a lot of attention. And I think this is big. I mean, this is big for the scene. So really cool.
One of the cool things that I was impressed with is that it's at night. And a lot of times night that's like the main event. And like obviously the cosplay contest, and I'm not knocking it, it's not the main event at the 175K Smite launch tournament. Like it's not. But it gets that 7 p.m. primetime slot. People are going to stick around for it. It's definitely cool. And it's pure fun. Like, yeah, competition's fun. We're all going to be having fun. But, that's going to be just fun. Just watch a bunch of people look like your favorite god, scream for them when they look cool. That's going to be dope. I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. What else we got on that page?
You got a second link to buy tickets. These guys know their marketing. Put it up at the header and also put it in the middle of the advertisement. Watch live. It tells you that they're also going to stream it, so you can check that out. It gives you event features where you can like meet the pros. You can get your Smite swag.
Yeah.
You can like buy stuff. There's also a Game Boy Game Vid Expo going on right down the block from the tournament, and what that is it's a whole bunch of YouTubers are coming through and teaching you guys how to be internet famous. That's basically what it is. It's a different ticket, but it's still just $30. So if you're just hanging out around the town and you got 30 beans to spend, it's going to be really cool. I'll probably check out a little bit of what's going on there. So that's going to be dope. And then down below, it just kind of says, what's there to do in Atlanta? Well, there's some burgers, there's some clubs, there's some pubs, etc. Just sort of general, like, what do I do after the tournament? Because that's going to be a thing. After the tournament, like, y'all going to be hanging out. Don't just head to your hotel room. This is a time to really, like, chill with a whole bunch of dudes dudes and females. I don't say the word dudettes. I'm not stupid. But, all sorts of people from, like, Smite Game and beyond is just going to be chilling, would be pros and like non-pros and people you recognize from online that you might not see otherwise. And Smite's cool for that, bringing people together, etc. And so go do something with them. Like there's botanical gardens if you're not into nightlife, and there's a ton of nightlife. It's
gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Tell you what, I'd love to see, even though it's kind of unprofessional, I'd love to see some of like the Hi-Rez staff after the first night, like wriggling from the night before, like, hanging over the tables. Like every time the camera goes away, we get the off-camera shots that we see later on where they're like, "Kill me now."
You're just sitting here with like sunglasses and Advil, and then the camera comes. All right, welcome to the 175 tournament. Like,
yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. I think it'll be a good time.
I'm gonna be, and I don't. Kret's my boy too. Kret's a very professional individual. I'm gonna be, Mr. Professional. So.
Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait. So it should be a lot of fun, guys, taking a look at that. And then we got one more kind of thing of news to go over, which kind of came out this past week regarding some Smite merchandise that helps to fuel the tournament. So what we got, F. Dot?
Yeah, we got bonafideclothingcompany.com. Bonafideclothingcompany.com. Sorry, I had an echo on my mic.
Oh, okay.
And so it's actually pretty sweet. There's a bunch of Smite shirts, but we're talking specifically about the little cartoon Poseidon. You buy the Poseidon, it's really cool. It fits the art style of Poseidon in game. It's another thing that you can do to give $5 towards the prize pool. So it's pretty dope. I'm excited. I'm hyped.
Yeah,
it's definitely good. I was gonna say because when the first Poseidon skin come out and we started seeing all that the prize pool going up, I kind of called it a little bit before that I reckoned it would get to like 175k by the way it was going, which it's kind of got to and fizzled out a little bit.
Yeah, it's 177
nice for them
now.
Yeah, it's definitely plateaued.
So
but yeah, you're right.
So now there's something else. Yeah, it actually gives us something else. Now everybody's got the skin. They go, well, I'll buy this as well.
Yeah.
And we can just keep.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's cool. I mean, I like it, and yeah, we're kind of at that plateau point where we need just like that last like 15k to get us, 20k to get us in and overboard into there. So really hoping that there are enough sales over the next 4 weeks to go ahead and fuel this, because I think it'll be pretty sweet. So jumping out of there, the last section of the show, usually, guys, we go over like the patch notes and stuff like that, but there was no patch this past week. So we're going to go ahead and take community questions. As you can see, F. Dot is spamming the crap out of that in chat.
Please don't copy paste the Reno.
Yeah, right. So go ahead, guys, if you guys are interested, and go to that website, ask.fm/SmiteUpdate.
What are you laughing at, Risty? What are you laughing at, Risty?
Question at the top. I feel I need a wig for that one.
Yeah. That's what I was laughing at before.
So let's go ahead. We'll start out the bottom because that's kind of the start of the questions that came on here. Let me
lean back. Is that okay?
What's that?
Can I relax? Can I lean back a little bit?
You can relax, chill, no big deal. These are questions.
Show today. Put my feet up. Look at Twitter.
That's right.
Ignore
That's
you.
right. That's right. So so the way we'll work it is we'll start with Risty. Risty will find a question he wants and ask it, and then delete it. Risty with the X. I'll do one, and then F. Dot will do one, and all three of us, of course, can answer, but we'll pick and choose. So Risty, look through the list. There's well over 35 now. Start from the bottom though. Just we don't have to do every one. Some of them are repetitive. Yeah, right.
Shout out to Fats, Drake fan.
I'd love to say this is funny. It's not a question, but people want to marry you, F. Dot.
Oh,
yeah. There's one. Can I marry F. Dot?
Oh yeah. Show me a picture, baby.
Age, sex, location, bro. Age, sex, location.
ASL.
That's right. That's right. So what do you got, Risty? What do you got?
What are your next 3 remodels in mind? So, like the skins, so, like people go through like 4s and stuff.
Sure.
And I'm sitting there going, I know it was you. I just saw in chat who it was for the big thing. Who would I like to have redone, basically?
Yep. Yeah. Why don't you pick one? Each of us will pick one, so we're not getting.
All right. Okay. I'm literally trying to think. I want to think more of the original gods. I'd like to see Artemis actually get redone. Haha, got ya.
That's fine. I'm like, what the heck?
Put you on the spot.
Come on.
But yeah. No, Artemis. All the other ones are kind of like. I'd like to go to the old ones and do the old ones first, and then bring it like work your way through kind of like linearly or whatever the word, you know what I mean. And start getting the old ones up to date with the new ones and stuff like that. But Artemis, she's wearing all this tight clothing. There's so much more they can do with her.
Okay.
So
okay.
That's my one.
Sure. I'll have to throw Bastet out there. I'd like to see an overhaul on her. Just kind of my thoughts. I don't think she's played enough, and
she's perfect.
And I think the graphics can be redone. They're kind of a little old.
I am never going to disagree with that, but she's perfect.
Yeah. Hey. Who's your selection? All right. Who's your selection?
Hades, because he's garbage. like if you pick Hades, I want an F6 at 1. Like I'm out. Like Hades is Hades. Come on. Bastet's great. I think the one thing Bastet needs is a little buff to her leap. I think there should be no delay in being able to jump back because it feels very like gamey and unfluid as opposed to the newer gods, especially after the post-hit delays. I think that's the one change Bastet needs. But I love her like whole thing. But Hades, on the other hand, Garbo.
It was just a remodel, not the actual skill stuff. But I understand on the Bastet thing, because every time you're like hitting that jump back, and you're like, jump back, go back, and it doesn't work.
And like that's intentional. And also I totally didn't pay attention and got like I'm the kid where they're like, all right, who won World War II? And I'm like, Dudley Do-Right was a great movie. And everybody's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, no, I agree with you on Bastet. She looks like garbage.
Yeah. Sure, without a doubt. I'll take this question. It's not really anything crazy, but people do ask it. Will Smite ever be released on Macs? And we actually saw, this was actually mentioned, I think a few weeks back, where somebody had noticed that there were some Mac OS type of files within the Smite directories and stuff and within the client download. And the reason is like Hi-Rez came out and said, listen, like we're playing around with it a little bit. It's not a huge priority of ours. It's definitely something we're hoping to bring in the future. There's no set date or anything like that. We're just playing around with it, see how it will work out. So there's a possibility. I don't think it's a huge priority right now, but definitely some interest.
I mean, you need to be able to right click in Smite. And you can't right click with those one button Mac mice, so I don't know.
A little biased over there? A little biased?
Yeah, I prefer my computers to be reasonably priced and work. So that's my thing. It's nice if you want your computer to look pretty, but
that's right. Hey,
I like function.
Sorry, for me, I mean, Apple products have always been something for an older generation. They're simple, they're basic, they work when they need to, but you can't break them. So
I hate Apple.
So old man Octane's got a house full of Apple?
I hate Apple. Anyone that gives me an Apple
just because you young whippersnappers,
He's so mad. Octane's so mad.
I don't actually own a Mac, so what?
I tell you what, I hate Apple with vengeance. Anytime someone gives me an iPhone, I'm like, I just want to throw it across the room. Just like, no, I just don't do Apple. I've just always been against like bad stuff. That's me.
Okay, what do you got? F. Dot, pick a question.
Oh right, okay. Let's see. Can I marry F. Dot? We already did that one. F. Dot, will you marry me? We already did that one.
There's a question about your Hades there, actually.
If F. Dot and Allied get married, would you be okay with that? I love these questions. Oh my god. What is F. Dot hiding under the hat? Beautiful hair. I just like my hat. That's all. I'm not, I like it.
That's his signature thing, That's you know him streaming because of that hat. If you could wear a hat, wear a hat when you casted the weeklies, you would.
Probably not. I like the professionals that we bring to the Wheatleys. The Wheatleys, but no. Let me find a legitimate question right here. Okay, this looks promising. We'll see if it's troll by the end. Okay. Overall, solo lane has become painful for me since the hog nerf. What are your thoughts on this balance change and how to possibly deal with it as a solo laner? I'm still not sure what actives to get at this point. Shoot, guys.
All right, sure. Well, active definitely for me. I mean, it depends on your choice of god selection, stuff like that. I is really good for like a support perspective, but because of that you're playing in solo lane, I'm gonna go off of I into wards, and I feel like it's almost necessary to be popping those up in solo lane in order to make sure that you're not getting ganked, because you're so you're solo. So sometimes you can't see it coming. But if you could have those wards available for you, you could go ahead, because the downside is if you don't have those wards up, if it's it depends, or wards in general, just by the consumables up. I feel like solo lane can really collapse on you with getting ganked so much and capitalizing on that, and the opposite solo laner can take off. So that would be my recommendation for any type of active, or can roll into a consumable, at least within solo lane. What do you think, Christy?
Well, I was kind of going on the faults of the change there. I know they needed to change the whole something on it anyway, but they changed the duration because there was no reason to get rank 2. It was the same as rank 1, and there was no point in getting it. So I'm glad they made a change, and to be honest, I'm kind of happy with the change. I've seen some solo laners pick up rank 2 straight away. Kind of a bit funny on it though, but it's like getting early rank 2 out. But other than that, I'd just still stick with Hog, to be honest. Just kind of deal with it. Yeah, it's kind of tough it through the lane sometimes.
Pretty much. Like Hog is still mad good. It's always nice to have a second Hog 3. I'm a fan of getting the Hog 3 in the solo lane as opposed to the Fist. Now, I am notoriously awful at solo lane. Like, I actually, I'm actually gonna do do a little. My man Kret, he's my co-caster. He's doing what's it called? He's looking for people that want to be tutored by him in Smite, and it's actually cool. He like actually has taught like in real life other stuff, and to be honest with you, like I've totally hit up Kret for tutoring in the solo lane. I'm that bad at it. I understand the game and how to play the solo lane generally, but when I'm in it, I just feed. Like I think my last solo match I went 2-14.
Wow.
So I'm just putting that out there. But no. I think Hog is super important. I don't like I in the solo lane simply because you don't have to ward. I is purchased with the intention of you're going to try and ward like the entire map. You're going to use your 3 ward maximum. In solo lane, you really just have to choose if you want to ward up or down, near your blue buff or near their blue buff. And so I don't like I as a choice there. I think Hog is a choice to go, and like Risty said, just kind of deal with it and play mages. If you're having an issue pulling off like Wolfie's clutch hunt bats, or if you're trying to do Hercules, just play Ra and chill. Press 1.
Yeah. press one and run away. That's like I do.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
sure.
I think that's the safest way to take care of that after the Hog nerf. But I do like that. I definitely do like. I like the Hog nerf. I like the Hog change. We'll say. I think it was really. I think it was a really interesting way to balance the game, and I prefer that as opposed to like this guy does 75% less damage. I like the roundabout ways of doing things.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good approach. Riz, do you want to grab another question?
Yeah, I literally just had it, but now it moved. Where'd it go? No, here we go. Do you think there should be more official Hi-Rez arena tournaments, given the popularity of the Alienware tournament?
Dude, way to take mine. Yeah. I have that like highlighted right now. I'm like ready for that.
Did you? I'm scrolling going, I don't know what to pick.
It's all good. So Risty, what are your thoughts on it first, and we'll go down the list here.
Well, with the popularity that we had, to be honest, you could I say you could literally do it side by side with the Conquest.
Yeah.
Just let the pros have their Conquest one, and let the other guys have their arena one, and go with it that way. And then maybe eventually, no, that's about it. No, that's where I'm going to go with that one, because then everybody. There's no way you can really do it so everybody can play, because if you do it during the week, then you got timing issues with people with like work and stuff like that. Weekends probably the easiest. But no, I'd love to see him stick him on Smite Pro, or switch the channels around a bit. Yeah.
My thoughts on that is, the question that said, do you think that there should be more official Hi-Rez arena tournaments? Why does Hi-Rez have to do it? Why does the publisher have to be the one? I mean, that's my biggest like gripe right now. Is like I understand why Hi-Rez Studios, from a marketing perspective and esports expansion perspective, is hosting the North American and the EU weekly, but we as a community should not be depending on Hi-Rez to host and provide the prize pool and host the tournaments week in and week out. Like, that's not how a scene is going to become successful. The way a scene becomes successful is we as a community reach out to different sponsors out there like Alienware and be like, hey, are you guys willing to run this? Or you as a group of friends say, okay, we want to put this together. We'll reach out to a sponsor, ask if they'll go ahead and support it, and we'll run it. We as a community need to start stepping up and doing that once the game like releases here. Like, I want to see more people out there advocating for Smite, trying to get more sponsors interested in the scene. Let's stop depending on the company that develops the game to have to go ahead and, 1, host the prize pool, and then 2, have to do all the work for it. Like, why? Like, that's my question.
Yeah. I think Hi-Rez is focusing on Conquest, and rightfully so. That's the esport, whatever you want to call it. That's what's up. That's the competitive mode, and that's what they need to stick their nose into. If you look at the genre leaders right now, it's League of Legends presented by Riot, and Riot Games is the one in charge of the LCS, and all the other stuff is done by smaller individual companies or whatever. And that's really the way to handle it. That's the best way to deal with things, and that's how you got to do it, because you can't spread yourself too thin, otherwise everything tastes like garbage. So I really appreciate that they're honed in on that.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the thing. I mean, if all of a sudden, think of it, if a scene is so dependent on the publisher, and the publisher at one point goes, you know what, we just can't do the tournaments anymore. Our staff, that's all they're doing is tournament stuff. You know, our art people, all they're doing is tournament stuff. Like, we need to focus on the game. We can't focus on the tournaments week in and week out. And they decide, hey, we need to let that go. You know, the scene can't collapse. We need to make sure that we have other organizations out there that are doing it. Which, you know, go ahead, sorry.
And also, I just want to point out something that Dulski said in chat.
Sure,
Problem is, if you start treating Arena seriously, or more competitively, shall we say, people are going to start asking for balance in that mode, and that's a huge point. If Hi-Rez official starts offering big money for Arena, then it just makes sense that the game is balanced around Arena. However, that would deter from the integrity of Conquest, which is what they want to establish as an esport. It's the more, you know, so like that's 100% right, and I think that's something that myself, I don't know if Octane and Risty missed it, but
that's a pretty good one.
That definitely wasn't on my brain until you said that.
Yeah,
you know, that's a huge deal.
Yeah, I mean, I always make references to StarCraft 2 just because that's the scene I came from prior to this, and people argued that in 2 vs 2 and 3 vs 3 and stuff like that, and they were like, we don't understand why these changes aren't made, and it's like, well, Blizzard has said we balance the game based off of 1 vs 1. That's the same situation here in the 5 vs 5 Conquest. We base it off of a 5 vs 5 Conquest. You have to pick one game mode and run with it for your balance. And in this case, it's your 3-lane traditional MOBA, just like League of Legends and Dota have. And so I think it's very appropriate there, and I think it's worked out well. So that's a good point. So good point to that individual in chat that did point that out. Who brought up that question? Oh, Risty brought up that question. Any other thoughts on that F dot for you regarding the arena being hosted by Hi-Rez and stuff like that?
Yeah, I just don't think it should be hosted by Hi-Rez. I think it should be hosted by other people.
Okay.
And, you know, stuff like that. Exactly what you guys said. 10 points.
Sure. All right, cool. On the next question here, F dot, you'll be up next. Where do you think this game is going esports-wise? After the 175K plus launch, do you think the game will ever stand out in the MOBA community? So I'll throw this to Risty first, then I'll take it and go back to F dot.
I think it is already standing out in the MOBA community already, just because you see all some of the big esports like websites are actually talking about it now anyway. So we are actually in the eyes of the esports community. It's just a case of just keep going with it. Yeah. Obviously, more people are going to see it, and then the community is going to get bigger, and just keep going with it. That's pretty much for that.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely just like riding this wave, because the wave has so much momentum right now. The scene has skyrocketed over the past I want to say in the past 3 months, it's gone like through the roof. Like all of a sudden, all these teams have been introduced. I mean, Cloud9, TSM, huge names came into the scene. Were huge, moments for the esports scene. No disrespect to like Dignitas or to Root that were in the scene at one point, or Curse or anything like that. But TSM and Cloud9 coming in over the past few months has been huge, kind of setting that momentum. More and more on Reddit, I see like, oh, League of Legends player coming over. You know, what recommendations do you have? And you see different League of Legends players like commenting on Smite or noticing it. And so I think we're going in that direction. This tournament is definitely putting us on the map when it comes to an esports side. And there's already been talk that Hi-Rez has said, an international tournament coming up sometime in the next year or so. And so I think that's the next staple. I mean, if we have something huge every year to move forward towards, esports is constantly going to be moving forward. The next step between like this tournament and that international tournament, we don't really have any details on it, just an international tournament, is we need more, as I said in my previous comment, we need more sponsors coming in like Alienware to host and run their own tournament, and I'm just like SteelSeries to come in and Razer to come in, just like all these sponsors to come in would be awesome between now and then, and I think that would put us on the right track. What are your thoughts, F dot, on just where we go from after the launch tournament, esports wise?
I think it's important to. So one of the things that I have always felt was a little wonky with esports is the way that they do esports revolves around event-based gaming, and that makes sense in a world where the money's made from prize pools instead of salaries. It basically is poker, not baseball, is what I'm trying to say. And I think that hurts it. part of the larger discussion on why are sports like boxing not paid attention to, and I think it's because there's a schedule, but there's no set it's sort of just like here and there. We'll make an event here, we'll make an event there, make an event there, and I think esports suffers from the same issue. And the seeding that came out in this last 8 weeks up until the tournament, the 100K or whatever, the Smite #Smite launch, that was so exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Every week we had lead changes and this, that, and a third, and that is what grips people. It's those storylines. It's those week in, week out. Sure, you have COG, like they literally didn't have to show up week 8 and still be number 1 seed. That's something that comes out of it, but very rarely. And the excitement that was the EU scene is the more side that I'm talking about right there.
Sure.
And that's something I think is important, and I hope Hi-Rez nurtures that, looks at that, and notices how big of an impact that made to the viewing of the show. A lot of people tuned in to see, will TSM save their number 1 spot? Tune in next time on Smite Anime. That's what it's so cool. It's so interesting, and I think that's a really important part of sports and competition in general, is that season type mentality. And how long or short it is, we'll see how that grows, etc. But I think that Smite has only up to grow as far as esports is concerned. I do want to see more sponsors come in, but that'll come as the sponsors take note of the success that Smite's having. I think Smite's gonna completely blow up it. Remember, this is beta. It's 2014. I understand that beta is a very flimsy term these days, and people say beta for everything. This is a beta cheeseburger. Eat it. If it tastes like garbage or it's not cooked, we'll blame it that it's beta, and we'll make a better one.
That's right.
I understand that's what everybody does, but in reality, this is beta. They have a lot of money coming in from Tencent, the sponsor, or the backing holding company from China. There's a lot of money that we'll see a lot more, and I'm excited for the future, and I think it's going to be a lot bigger than people anticipate. I think it's going to be absolutely gigantic. I almost said a bad word. I think it's just going to be huge. I think it's going to be that huge that I almost said a bad word. It's just going to be ridiculous. I'm hype.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's a good point there. Let me find another question, because Risty, you had that last one. Let's see. There's been a lot of, I see a lot of questions regarding, people wondering about, what's the difference between Smite before the release and after the release on the 25th. And there isn't really, a defined, that's the thing with a free-to-play type of business. Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be cool. I don't know for sure, but the thing is,
doesn't need to be on Steam.
Yeah, that's right. For the free-to-play business model, at this point, it's not. It's pretty much like a light switch. All right, light switch off. All right, 25th. Yeah, great. Light switch on. From that we know of about right now as the community. We aren't privy to a lot of that information that Hi-Rez, the things they have planned after the game launches and stuff like that. They did say that the God releases are going to slow down a little bit. Not completely all of a sudden they drop the game or anything like that, but just they're going to slow it down a little bit, which makes complete sense. The game is live. They can kind of release God slowly as time goes on. I think they'll completely keep up with the patches the way we've been seeing them, because just the game develops so quickly and the meta develops so quickly to find these kind of problems and adjustments that need to be made. But as for the God releases, I think they're definitely going to slow down. Skins, I think you're going to pick up. I think we're going to see a lot more skins available out there for the gods as well. But outside of that, we're not really privy to any specific information at this point.
Yeah, nothing in concrete, no.
Well, somebody said something in chat which is interesting. It also means that the game is ready for official review. I kind of like that.
Yeah,
I like that. That's cool.
100%. A lot of people complain, or all right, maybe that's aggressive and I'm that bad guy. But a lot of people mention that Smite doesn't, they don't advertise at all,
Yeah.
Why don't they advertise? Well, the game's not out.
Yeah.
It's going through, and video games, of course, they change, they balance, etc. But the game's not out. Once it hits release, we'll see that advertising, we'll see this, we'll see that. I'm just excited for the future, and you should be too.
The only last thing I can think about is we can't use "it's in beta" as an excuse anymore.
I mean, I never use that as an excuse.
Not us,
especially with those servers.
That's right. Well, we definitely know the community uses that a lot. You know, it shows their frustration, and then it's like, don't worry about it, it's in beta, and it's like, I understand, but you know, when the game releases, you know, hopefully, we'll see a more polished product.
But it also, from there. On the other side of the coin, it makes people hold their tongue a little bit because it's in beta.
Sure.
So you're going to get some people go, well, it's our beta now. Well, go for that one. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that might be pretty cool.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Sure.
I was told to do the rest of the show in this voice.
Oh, my word. Please
I'm not going to do it. I can already hear Octane like, oh, no.
I could deal with it. I could dig it.
That's right. That's right. All right, F. Dot, why don't you pick another question here? And we'll go for, after F. Dot, we'll go for one more question each, then we'll go ahead and round up the show.
I think the best part of the show, we should do more of this, not just one more, but that's just me. Will I marry you again? No. Do I know if casual conquest draft mode is ever going to be introduced into Smite? I'm going to say no because bans are unfun in casual.
Yeah, I agree.
Completely.
Bans are unfun in ranked anyway.
Well, I mean,
they're there. It's just
bans are cool. Bans are cool in ranked because it brings a different strategy. But in casual, like, dude, I want to play Hades. Let me suck.
Yeah.
I want to insta-lock.
Yeah, like,
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I mean, if we find here we go. No, people are asking about what's gonna happen in Smite in the future with like the history of global agenda and tribes. Guys, I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna say it once. All right.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Get ready, folks.
Games is a business, all right? I understand that everybody out there has a favorite game. You know, oh, Of Might and Magic is my favorite game. Don't take down the servers. If there's 7 people playing the damn game, it doesn't make sense for the creators to keep those things up and running. You know,
agreed.
So like Tribe still has servers because mad people like to play it, but there's just not updates because it's not like monetarily smart for the company to do that. Meanwhile, Smite's making $1 bazillion. Of course they're going to do it. Of course they're going to do it. Like, you know, well, you know, I don't know if it's making money. The success is wild. Is wild. So
yeah,
as far as that's concerned, that's you know. But I really don't see a lot of the a lot of other stuff from. Come on, guys. Increase your... Either be a super troll or ask something thought-provoking.
That's right. That's right. There you go.
I don't mind if you keep asking me to marry you. I don't mind. Just
there is a lot of that as well.
Should
I propose to you or should you propose to them and stuff like that? It's quite a lot of that.
Just provide an in-your picture every time you ask and we Gucci, all right?
Sure. So, Risty, what do you got? Pick a question.
I found one here. It's just kind of like a general gameplay one. It's been told... I've been told many times that meditation is the worst active in the game. Personally, I find it helps me keep in lane much longer. What do you think? You'll get this from almost every pro player.
Garbage.
You've got bad mana management, so stop spamming skills. There we go.
All right. I will have to say, just to be correct here, it is all game mode specific though. Let's be specific here.
Oh, okay.
I want to make sure that we make it, you know, make sure we're, you know, put it out there. We're talking about conquest there. If you go to like assault, like meditation is like a necessary item to have. But when you're looking at conquest, I agree with these two knuckleheads completely. That you know, I wouldn't recommend it if you're a new player. Just don't play with it, you know, because you're gonna become so dependent on I need that extra mana. Boop, good to go. When that could have been that could have been a completely different item.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important to know the value of waiting and basic attacking and everything, and that's, you know, you will be able to stay in lane. Depending on the god, you might have to buy mana potions. That's totally a thing that people do, but, you know, just putting that out there. Meditation is garbage, unless you're playing Assault.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good point. somebody had asked, and I can't forget, I don't know where it went, so I'll just bring it up. What we hope to see after the game is launched. Anything. Game modes, gods. What, you know, it's kind of just throw it out there freely. So, Risty, I'll throw it to you. What, you know, just something that you hope to see after the game launches. Could be completely unrealistic, but it's okay.
40 versus 40.
40 versus 40. Can you imagine? Yo, I said be unrealistic, so it's okay. Look at F Dot. F Dot's like, are you kidding, man? Are you kidding? I am hoping after the game launches that we see an independent 3 vs 3 game mode map off of the traditional 1 vs 1 Joust map. I'm hoping that we see a 10 vs 10 get its own map compared to be reliant on the arena map from what we've been hearing.
Did you say 10 vs 10?
Yes.
That's
I gotta go. I'll see you later.
Yeah, right. They already said it. They already said they were bringing us 10 vs 10.
Why do you do this?
You, sir. Okay,
No,
we have the conquest. Okay, we have the esports whore over here to my one side. Okay.
To my one side, because I don't know left or
I
right.
know. Well, I can't tell because I'm looking at the camera. I'm like, which way is it?
If you put your two fingers, your two hands up like L's, the one that looks like the letter L is actually your left. Okay.
Yo, I'm wearing my boots down to the Smite tournament. So I can put them somewhere. So anyways, I think that'd be really cool, 10 vs 10. But I don't want to see the 10 vs 10 on arena. Like why?
Yeah,
like,
nah, it should be something different.
Yeah,
100.
give us something different, and maybe that'll come. And, I'm just talking about after the game launches. 10 vs 10 would be great, as somebody has said in chat. If the lag is okay, if it can support it, and it's on its own independent map, I'm still an advocate for, hey, let's take some notes from World of Warcraft with their battleground style. Let's apply that to Smite. I think it'd be so cool to see something like that, like a map that is 20 times the size of a Conquest map right now. Just an idea. Just throwing it out there. Let's go over to F. Because he's so critical of everyone else. What would you, sir, like to see after the game launches?
Can I just?
I want to see some more esports. It's not esports.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see. Y'all making fun, but that's exactly what I'm gonna say. I want a legitimate, like, the way the LCS is run with a season and scheduled games as opposed to just Saturday weeklies for all damn day.
Yep.
The way the LCS works, it's like, Tuesday, Dig vs. Curse, they play games, and that's it. I would like to see a much more organized, traditional schedule mode resulting in the end of LAN events. What we did for the 8 weeks and then the 100K, I want to see that be the normal and the reg, and I want to see a lot of work go into that. So that's what I want to see. Yeah, I totally want to see that. But can I? We missed somebody big on the when we were talking about the cosplay stuff.
Yeah.
I actually just got through Twitter. Somebody is actually working on a really cool ISIS cosplay. I saw some of the pictures and it's really top quality. So her name is Courtney Kiss Me. Okay. I'll link her Twitter in chat and everything. You can check that out. So that's another person. I just like to get the community involved in this stuff.
Oh, cool.
So she's putting together a lot of cool work. So check that out, and just a little taste of what y'all should be seeing in Atlanta. If you're not going, you should go. End of story.
What would be kind of cool, just off of your comment there, is I'd like to see almost, as you talked about, a schedule, but it'd be really nice to see a team versus team, every night of the week. So tonight, as you talked about, Denial versus Dignitas, that's on tonight. It takes up a few hour chunk of time, and then tomorrow night it's another team, another night, and so they end up playing a tournament. Maybe it's over a few week period, but it ends up being something every night, so that we almost have this ESPN style where it's every night we have content. So whenever you turn on Smite, it's either someone going ahead as sitting at an analytical desk going over something that we just saw in a tournament an hour ago, or the tournament going on, or the pre-tournament, but every night of the week. Now, granted, I'm putting aside manpower, putting aside everything. I think that'd be awesome to be able to turn on Smite game every night of the week, and you have something esports related going on that night. I think that'd be awesome, leading up to, as you said, a LAN tournament. Those could be qualifiers going on for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Exactly.
I think it'd be great compared to just bundling it all into Saturday and Sundays, because that's ridiculous. What are you laughing about over there?
If Octane could cosplay as any god, who would you like to see him dress as?
Bacchus.
That might be too fitting.
I was really pushing for something like Aphrodite. Break out the big breasts. Little skimpy outfit. Come on now. You guys would. All right.
Could you imagine dressing him up as On Her?
That'd be cool.
I'm too short of a guy to rock the On Her. He looks like too tall of a man. I'm only 5'7". I can't pull that off. All right. Let's go one question each of us.
Basically, what you guys want as well, pretty much, it's kind of going from what F. Dot said a bit earlier. You want a baseball season for Smite.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not a baseball season. 182 games is absolutely ridiculous. But no, I want
teams don't stay together that long. Come on,
yeah, no. So and you know, I guess this is me being like the sports head over here. But
Please.
what baseball does is they play the same team like 4 days in a row or 3 days in a row, and then they have like a break and then they play another team like 3 days. Basketball or
like
football
cricket.
probably like if they did if each team played once a week, but they did like 3 matches against either the same team or 3 different teams,
Sure.
or if it was basketball where there was like 3 games a week per team, that would be pretty cool. Of course we have limited teams, etc. But what Octane said, I just want there to be something, a reason for these teams to be playing outside of the money that they're winning weekly or tournament wise. Outside of the prize money, I want there to be a reason, and then I want it to culminate in something like a big event. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that would be really dope.
My only thought there is the last time we had something that spread out over weeks and weeks and weeks was actually the Woggle Team League that was out a long time ago. And that literally wasn't it kind of fell apart. And the reason being is because teams didn't stay together for weeks on end. And I'm hoping at this point in Smite's maturity, we're at a point where we could say, you know what, we the teams are stable enough that we can support it, because I'd hate to see it come out and then not be successful just because teams aren't staying together. There's too many teams that are disbanding or teams starting up that want to get in but they can't. So I think we're at a good point now. I think we could support it again.
Yeah, we're seeing more and more of the teams sticking together. What's it called? Dignitas is now, they're like contracted on like a lot of these teams are on salary now in the whole 9 yards, and we've seen teams come and go, but we also seen teams stay and stick around. So you're right. As it matures, we'll see more of that for sure.
Sure. All right, let's go ahead and do one more question per person, and then we'll probably round it out just because of our timing. So Risty, what do you got?
Nothing at the minute.
Nothing. All right, F. Dot, you see anything that stands out to you?
I wanted Rich to go first, but what's it called? Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at this. What do you think Hades needs? He needs a gift from God, is what I think Hades needs, because he's absolute garbage, and there's nothing. There's nothing
with win button.
Yeah, he's just garbage, and it's just now. Why is F. Dot so sexy? I like that question. What's up? Yeah, no, it seems like we've wet the well, so to speak. We've dried the well. There's really nothing else on here, if you ask me. Do you think a PvE will be introduced after release? I don't even know what you're trying to communicate. Try again next time.
Did he say PvE?
Yeah, PvE don't matter.
No, not PvE, like player versus environment. Do you think a peanut butter entertainment will be introduced after the? Do you ever have Think Nothing, the best? See, Hearthstone furnaces come in between. Like, I just have no idea what this guy's saying.
That's
so,
okay.
Here, I'll go out here. Here you go. Al Guang is crazy with the wave clear. Any advice on how to deal with him? I hate to use the word counter.
Sure.
The way to deal with Al Guang is to make him use his tornado in the wrong spot. And we actually, I think I saw a proxy around here. I know he likes to play mid as Hades sometimes, so maybe he can tell you a little bit more about how to verse an Al Guang, as he is probably the most popular casual mid in the world. Everybody just presses that 3 button and wins the game. Just bait him into using that the tornado elsewhere as opposed to on the lane. That'll really screw him up. Don't get squalled. Just don't get squalled that you will die or be in trouble. And bait him and kill him with your jungler. I think one of the more important things that people forget when it comes to how do I deal with this god in lane is that it's not a 1v1 game, and your jungler or your support or anybody should be helping you out. So how do you beat him? Well, teamwork beats everybody. And he doesn't have a really good escape. You can slow him, and he'll get away with Slither, but you can stun him or CC him, and your jungler can come poop on him, or you can do your thing. But the important thing is don't get squalled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that
slow will kill you.
the thing that F-Dot talked about there was like your teamwork there. I think it's very important that when you are playing mid, and you're going against an Alquang, to be definitely reliant on your jungler, because I think the combination of a smart mid laner and depending on the jungler there to pull off those ganks, to pull off those opportunities, you could shut Alquang down time and time again, just being patient, waiting for that jungler to make a move. There's nothing in there that says that you need to be, in middle lane, you need to be the top on kills or anything like that. Like, you need to keep that sustain long enough available so that your jungler can come along, find an opportunity to find a vulnerable point on Alquang and just take care of business. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when you're going against any god, really, especially in solo lane.
Right. There's a lot of things as well. Kind of going on what you were saying a bit after. If you can make him use his abilities more than he has to, if you can get him to spam out abilities, his mana cost is stupidly high. Once you start bashing out a few tornadoes, you then go, I've got no mana left to clear. That's what his main problem is. And also, a good Isis will tear him apart. And Isis, and if you're not in ranked, Hades is kind of funny. Just like dashing on top of him and then using your free. It's definitely a good poke on him.
Sure.
But,
Who's typing?
I don't know. Who's typing?
My hands are on screen.
Typing.
my hands weren't on screen. I'm just going to put them out. Yo, way to call out, bro. All right, whatever. It's all good. It's all good. The people in chat had a question. I had to answer it,
okay.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, I don't even know what we were talking about.
I like the newest question.
Yes, that's right.
You're such a good host, Octane.
God, lacing up, steel tip, bro, steel tip.
I'm gonna put on my beef and Brock's.
That's right.
Coming for you.
That's right. I owned a pair of Timberlands back in my high school days. All right, it's all good, bro.
Oh my god, I would love to see you dress like.
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope. It ain't happening.
Hillbilly.
I'm not dressing like F-Dot. Come on now.
That'd be dope. Oh man, I would laugh hysterically.
I'm really dressed as the new Vamana skin. Little Mana, man.
I want to see Octane cosplay as Little Mana. That's my answer to the question earlier.
Little Mana. That's awesome. There's some possibilities. We'll see. Another question in chat here I liked. Do you think Hi-Rez is putting too much money into the 100K tournament?
No.
I'll throw it over to Risty first, because I know F-Dot always has opinion on this. But Risty, what do you think about Hi-Rez fronting $100,000 for their first major tournament?
Well, it's their first one. It's the release one, so yeah, they should be putting some money into it. And to be honest, no one else at the minute is going to put enough of a cash into the prize pool, apart from like us, obviously, to get the big enough numbers for people to then go, oh, that's a big tournament. Let's go see what that is. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm going with that one. Yeah. So yeah.
F-Dot is like fueling the chat right now. By the way,
ready to go.
I think that the $100,000 that we are seeing Hi-Rez fork over for this first major tournament, a few days after the release, I don't think it's too much money. I mean, you got to put the money aside and look at what it's going to do for the game, what it's going to do for the esports scene. I mean, I don't think you can put a number on it at this point. I think it's an amazing, step up for everyone in the esports scene, for all the pro players in the scene. I mean, it's making doing this for day to day, more legitimate and capable. So I think it's moving the scene in the direction that we need it to go in. But I will hold to my statement before. We can't have Hi-Rez fueling the scene forever. That's granted. I love the fact we're doing the 100K and the international tournament coming up sometime in the next year. But keep in mind, they can't fuel it forever. So what do you got, F-Dot?
I disagree with that, actually.
Okay, please tell me. Please tell me why, sir. Please tell me why.
Riot Games fuels theirs.
Okay.
Damn. Okay. And like I keep bringing up League, I keep bringing up Riot, and the truth of the matter is they're the ones that are doing it right, doing it effectively.
Sure.
And I hate the game League of Legends, and sometimes I still get interested and wind up talking about why Fnatic is doing something and how cool it is that TSM is subbing in Reginald when they play Cloud9, and how interesting it is that the SK is doing this, that, and that, because the storylines are so cool, because the entire league is just well done, and it's Riot done, like it's Riot sponsored, etc. And until a league comes out that either unifies different, like until an MLG type figure comes out and becomes a large enough body where it's recognizable as one of the big 3-letter acronyms, you know, whether it's NFL, NBA, etc. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying esports is going to be there right away, but until somebody comes out and says, all right, you know what, I'm going to make a league and not make a game, until somebody comes out and does that, game companies themselves do have to fuel their own stuff.
I mean, I'm not.
They do have to be behind that. And as far as this tournament in particular, $100,000. They have a very big backing from a holding company. It's not just Hi-Rez Studios, a small company. They got a large investment from people that believe heavily in this game's success. So, and we're talking $500 million, I believe, was the number. It was a press release months and months ago. But it's an absolute huge astronomical number. $100,000 in the grand scheme of things isn't that large. And this is your bam. We're Smite. What's up? We're launching the tournament. We're in Atlanta. We're partying with Ludacris. We're doing big things. Like, you can't just come out with a game that you want to be as big as League of Legends or bigger than League of, or just astronomical. You have plans for the future, and you can't be like, we're Hi-Rez Studios. We're gonna release our game Smite.
Gotta bring out the voice. Gotta bring out the voice.
If you're coming to Grasshopper Comics on Long Island, New York, everybody can play for $25 and a pack of pizza. Like, that's not gonna make it exciting. People aren't going to care about your game if your tournament is over like a $30 gift card to Wendy's. I'm sorry. Ooh. Like, you need to bring that money. You need to bring that presentation, and I really respect that Hi-Rez understands that, and I think that the fact that they're spending this money should show the audience and the people involved just how smart Hi-Rez is with respects to making business decisions in this arena. You know, we can all make fun of them for like balance changes and like, yeah, you guys had a Gauntlet of Thieves. What's up, bro? But like, at the end of the day, they understand that you need to spend money to make money. You don't just sit quietly in somebody's basement and release your game and expect people to do it themselves. Y'all gotta help out your own stuff. You know, you gotta cook before you eat, and that's what Hi-Rez is doing, and I respect that a lot.
All right. I like it. Any more questions that you guys see on the AS.fm that you want to bring up? Anything that stands out that you're like, oh, that's a good one, or anything like that?
No, but I was thinking about game mode that you was something you wanted to add to the game later on. Now, I know this is kind of ripping it from Dota, but I kind of like the concept.
Okay.
The day and night cycle. There's a god in Dota called Night Stalker that actually gets stronger at night and just is normal during the day, and you kind of work in stuff to that. Fair enough. At the moment, it doesn't kind of work as smart, but it's an interesting idea. I know they kind of did the track ability on Carly, as I suggested. That, yes. But no, it was just kind of a weird thing to think about.
No, I think there's definitely some cool mechanics we'll see after the game launches. I mean, just think about over the last like year where Smite has gone, where Thor introduced the fact of being able to go up into the sky and use that as a playing field, and then Apollo tapped into that, and Shablanque adding a global alt, the first one to add like a global alt. So I think there's a lot of game mechanics that we're going to start to see over the next year, and the next year coming up. We might see underground becoming a factor. Going underground type of stuff, or think of it. What if Thor went up in the sky and Apollo could fight Thor at the same time up in the air type of deal? Like, just little things like that. Like, I know it's just stretching it far, but I'm just saying there's a lot of cool game mechanics that we could expect in the next year.
Are we going to get sky battles? He's flying off with a hammer and you're just chasing after him.
There you go. There you go, right? Whoa. There you go. There's a lot of possibilities. I'm just saying, 2014, I think, will give us a lot of really cool stuff in Smite, so I'm definitely looking forward to it, without a doubt. So let's go ahead and wrap up today's show. We're running about an hour and 40 minutes right now. We didn't even have a patch this week, so that's always great. Happy to see the show moving on there. Those of you guys that are checking out Smite Update for the first time, this airs every week here on Smite Game at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern. There's also other outlets though to catch the show. You could catch the audio version on iTunes. You can also download it on your Android app, your favorite app as well. On top of that, you can also check it out on YouTube. YouTube.com/TheSmiteUpdate. You can go watch all 41 episodes. I'll put that in chat here if you guys want to go check out previous episodes at all. Or you don't get the chance to catch the show and you do want to catch the show, tomorrow or something like that, without a doubt. So we'll be on next week, guys, at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern, right here on Smite Game, as I said. Risty, where can people find your content when you're not on Smite Game?
You can find all my stuff at youtube.com/RistyUK. I stream as well, so that's for twitch.tv/RistyUK. And my Twitter account is @RistyUK, so it's all very easy to find.
Sweet, sweet. While you're not trolling me in chat, where can people find your content?
Well, you can always find me trolling Octane in chat, whether he's here, there, or anywhere in between.
That's right.
You can find me on twitch.tv/fswag. You can also find me on twitter.com/f.swag. I'm gonna drop those in chat. Feel free to. I have also like other social media that's less important. You can find them all around. Follow me everywhere. Just don't follow me home. It's definitely awesome. I'm also gonna link a. I'm also gonna drop my man. My man Kret is looking for people that want to be tutored. It's free.
Okay.
It's just he's a very analytical caster, very good at the game, and he's looking for people that want to get better. So I'll drop that link in there. Sign up if you want to. Hell yeah.
Okay, cool. Those of you guys in chat that are going to stick around, in about 20 minutes, I am going to have Hi-Rez Gavin on. We're going to have the Smite Talk podcast. So in about 20 minutes or so, we'll have Gavin on. As Risty is checking his watch and then, F. checking his watch and then yawning ridiculously. What are you saying about Gavin, man? What are you saying about Gavin there?
No, Gavin's. I don't know Gavin at all, but I'm sure he's very friendly.
Gavin's the man.
I wasn't yawning at Gavin. I was just tired. Yeah, I mean, if you want, I could just say I was yawning at you, and
That's
you're
fine.
boring.
That's fine.
I love you, Octane. You know I'm playing.
Sharpening the boot, by the way, sharpening it. Just put it out there. Gonna sharpen it. Anyways, yeah, guys, check out Gavin here in about 20 minutes. He is an employee at Hi-Rez Studios. We'll have him on Smite Talk. We'll take your questions and such for Hi-Rez then as well. You guys can call in and ask questions. So it's a pretty cool show. Check it out in about 20 minutes. And we'll see you guys next week at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern for another episode of Smite Update. Take care, folks.